In this video, we're going to talk about the lie that you've been sold, especially in your early 20s, when it comes to purpose, figuring out your life, figuring out your identity, figuring out your place in the world, and living a life of true passion. We've been sold a lie. We are told that we need to hustle, we need to grind, we need to work ourselves to death. And a lot of people are committing to this lifestyle. They're committing to this lifestyle and they don't even understand where it's leading them. I recently had a friend approach me. She recently graduated from university and she's having a complete existential crisis. Her parents are putting a lot of pressure on her to figure out exactly what she needs to do with her life. She wants to have fun. She wants to experience the world. She doesn't even know who she is yet. Yet so many influences around her are telling her that she needs to have everything figured out and she needs to have a plan for where she's going and who she needs to be in the next 5 to 10 years. And this friend of mine approached me because from the outside looking in, I seem to have everything figured out. You know, I work out, I meditate, I journal, I'm very social, I'm very passionate, I'm good at what I do. So it's very frequent that a lot of people approach me looking for answers that I do not have. Because life is a personal journey and you need to figure out the answers to your own questions by yourself. Anyway, this friend of mine approaches me and she's basically looking for guidance. She has all these people putting pressure on her. She's looking for someone to tell her what she should do. And again, this is a lie that we all fall for, right? Our society pressures us to go out, to hustle, to figure everything out, to know exactly what we need to do, to have a plan, to have a certain amount of money or a certain amount of resources by a certain age. And we all succumb to this pressure because our friends put this pressure on us, our parents, our loved ones, the people that we watch online, our influencers, people that we look up to. But what you need to understand is that the reason that society puts so much pressure on you is because for the machine that is society, for it to continue to function, for it to continue to work the way that it's been working, it must have people in it grinding themselves to the bone. That's how our society works. We live in a capitalistic society. For it to continue to run, for the machine to keep working, for the gears to keep turning, people need to be productive. So in a way, the reason that our society so desperately pressures us to be productive, to do the things that we need to do, to work ourselves to the bone, is because it's desperate to keep itself alive. We are the heartbeat of our society. And because a lot of people don't realize this, they bite into the idea. They realize they see themselves as like, they see society as something that they need to prove themselves worthy of instead of seeing society dependent on them. And therefore they buy into this idea, they work themselves to the bone, and what ends up happening? Go online, do your research, ask people. What do you find out eventually? You work yourself to the bone, and then you reach a certain age where maybe you achieved all the things that you wanted to achieve, or you don't. But no matter which path you take, you're left with this feeling of emptiness. If you ask elderly people about their regrets throughout their life, you never hear them say, oh, I didn't grind hard enough. I wasn't hustling hard enough. I didn't make X amount of money. No, you're hearing, they're going to tell you stories about how they didn't live enough. They didn't travel enough. They didn't express themselves enough. They didn't tell the people in their life that they loved them. They weren't honest as much as they could have been throughout their lives. They didn't pursue their passions fully and wholeheartedly. They didn't stop to smell the flowers. Those are the things that actually matter in life. And yeah, I'm not saying that you should not pursue your dreams and you should not pursue your aspirations and your goals, but do not pursue them out of fear. Don't pursue them with this false delusion that once you reach the promised land, you're gonna feel any different and you're gonna experience the world at this more enlightened and happier state. No, life is all about routine, life is all about discipline, life is also about passion and fun and expression. But at the end of the day, no matter what you achieve, you still have to maintain it, right? You cannot just go to the gym, work out until you have a certain amount of like muscle fat and a muscle definition, and then just be like, okay, I reached my goal. Now I don't have to go to the gym anymore. No, you still have to go to the gym, right? If you achieve a certain amount of financial success, you still need to go to work to maintain that financial success. Everything is a routine. Everything requires maintenance. So I feel like a lot of people live their lives expecting to reach that final destination and then finally be able to relax, finally say that they made it. When in fact, no, life just keeps going and going and going. And if you form the habit of always thinking that you need to chase the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, instead of forming the habit of doing your routine, being disciplined, working hard, doing the things that you love to do, but at the same time taking time for yourself to rest, spending time with loved ones, enjoying the process, enjoying life, then you're always going to live a life of chasing phantoms. I recently watched a movie recently. You should definitely watch this, by the way. It's a Disney movie by Pixar called Soul. I think it came out in 2020. Amazing movie for people that are struggling with their purpose. Amazing movie, truthfully. It really opens your eyes to the lie that society propagates about finding your purpose, living a purposeful life, hustle, grind, all this stuff, right? It really sheds a light on that. And it's so funny because visually it looks like a kid's movie, but when you watch it, it's very much an adult movie. It's geared towards young adults. So you should definitely watch this movie. Even if you're not struggling with your purpose, you're gonna get a lot out of it, especially if you're someone struggling with stress or you're deep into your purpose and you're grinding hard and you're not spending time with friends and family. Definitely watch the movie, right? And in one beautiful scene in that movie, one of the characters tells a story, an analogy to the main character. She says that she heard a story once about a little fish. And this little fish approaches an older fish. And the little fish says to the older fish, hey, I'm looking for this thing that they call the ocean. Have you heard of it? And the older fish says to the younger fish, the ocean, that's where you're into right now. Like that's where we're in right now. We're in the ocean. And then the younger fish responds, no, no, no. This is water. I am looking for the ocean. So that fish was conditioned to constantly chase and chase and chase without realizing that they're living a successful life right now. They're in the ocean. They're already there. But they've been conditioned to constantly chase the next thing and the next thing that they're not even able to appreciate the current success that they have. I have a friend of mine that's in her late 30s. And there was a time when we were having a very deep conversation, and she really opened up to me about the fact that she felt as if she didn't really achieve much in her life. You know, she's nearing her 40s, and you know, she wasn't as financially successful as she could have been. She wasn't really working at a job that she envisioned herself working at when she was younger. And she wasn't having like a glamorous lifestyle or like a grand type of success in her life. And it was really causing her a lot of pain. And the funny thing about this is that I'm looking at her And all I'm seeing is success. From the outside looking in, she's a beautiful woman. Literally gets approached multiple times per day by attractive men that want to take her out, give her a good time, take her out to fancy dinners. Like she has that type of beauty where men are willing to spend money on her to provide an experience for her. She's surrounded by friends that really, really love her. I remember there was a time when she was sick and people from her work as well as friends from her personal life dropped by her house just just like that, without her even asking for it. They just drove by her house and brought her gifts and brought her like homemade soup and brought her medicine. She has those types of friends that people are just really invested in her. They really love her. And when she's sick or when she needs help, people are willing to lend her money, to help her with certain goals that she has. If she is feeling lonely and she wants to go out or do something crazy, people are popping up in her DMs like, hey, let's go out, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that, or you can come to this party or we can go to this event. Like people are really invested in her personal life. She has really close friends that really love her. And she has a family that really loves her, a family that really cares about her. She may not work a job that she envisioned herself working at like 10, 20 years ago, but she really, really enjoys her job. In fact, there was a time where she was looking for a different job and she got all kinds of different like glamorous offers to work at hotels and on like all these different like fancy job offers where she would get paid more and she will do work that is more prestigious, let's just say, right? And she chose not to go to any of these different job offers, not to take any of them up, because she actually really, really loves the job that she does now. And yeah, it's not what she envisioned when she was younger, but it's still something that she really enjoys with people that she really loves being around. So I'm looking at her and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this girl is winning. She's winning. She's living an awesome life. She has a lot of free time to spend time with the people that she loves. She travels a lot. She has a job that she enjoys, good friends, a lot of suitors, right? And yet, because she buys into this idea that society is hammering into her mind that she should have certain things by a certain age, and if you don't have those things, you're a failure, she's unable to appreciate what she currently has, which is exactly what the fish in that story that I just told you does, right? The fish is already in the ocean, but he's unable to look at the ocean. All he sees is water. Now, am I saying again, should you not pursue your purpose? Should you not pursue your passions? Should you not grind, work hard, do what you gotta do to get to the next level? Of course. Again, life, in order for you to live a very passionate life, yeah, you're gonna have to have a lot of fun and spend time with loved ones and have some rest. But a big part of a passionate life, it's the routine, it's the goal setting, it's the achievement, it's going after it, it's being a shark. However, a lot of people overdo it and they end up living a life full of lies that is based on fear. And then when they finally achieve all the things that they wanted to achieve, they're unable to appreciate it because they've put so much weight on achieving the goal that the goal can never reach their expectations. And then they just live a life of constant chasing until the day they pass away. And they've lived a life of regrets. They've lived a life of no rest. Their body is probably completely broken down by the time that they're at an elderly age. They have no friends. They have no close families. They have no lovers that they have a deep connection with. They wasted their entire life chasing a phantom, chasing money, chasing success. Life is all about balance. Live a balanced life. Go after your dreams, but do not forget to also live your life. And remember, it ain't that fucking deep.